Clement's Homebrew coming at ya. Wow, okay, so today I've been out working hard. I was out working hard yesterday too. I spent, about 4 hours putting up siding with my son Christian at his house, along with my other son Colin. And then today I was out in the yard for a good 3+ hours. So I think I finally earned myself a really good beer. And I think I've got one here. This came to me from Dan ABA. Thank you, Dan. This is from the Joseph James Brewery out of Hederson, Nevada. And it is the 5th anniversary barrel-aged, smoked wee heavy. Oh, I do like me a wee heavy. And this should be a good one. I've got to read some of this too. It's quite amazing sounding beer. They brewed a unique Scottish-style wee heavy beer that starts with 1/3 of the grist smoked over bourbon barrel oak staves from our last barrel-aged release. That sounds pretty cool all by itself. With 2 mashes and a 10-hour boil, this beer is complex in flavor and has a strong alcohol finish. Oh, then it was aged in bourbon barrels for 6 months, providing the beer with an oaky bourbon finish. So a lot of love went into this beer for sure. I'm gonna get through the wax and I'll be right back. Well, not much of a head on this, but this is, if I didn't mention, a 14% ABV beer. So when we say wee heavy, it's more than just a wee heavy. It's very dark. Oh my goodness, yeah, completely dark. Can't see through it. The head is gone, but we're gonna get a nose on it. Wow, that's very rich. That's that for a wee heavy. This is extremely rich because I got some big dark fruits on this. I also got a hint of like a brown sugar aroma. I definitely got the bourbon on there, and I got some of that smokiness right away. Let me get another nose. Wow, we're talking about some super rich, like rum raisin almost. I get some prune, but I get a lot of raisin, like I said, like a rum raisin, just a really rich raisin. And the bourbon is there. You get that oaky aromas off of it. You get a hint of the smokiness on it. You get some woodiness to it, some earthiness to it, but you get some caramel, like a sweet caramel, a rich caramel with it. It's just a really rich, deep smelling aroma. I can almost just imagine how it's going to taste. So, all right, cheers. Let's dive in. Holy smokes! That's not like any wee heavy that I've ever experienced. This is wow. This is super rich. Sure, there's alcohol on it. I get loads of alcohol on it. But the flavors on this are very rich, just like I suspected from the nose. It really followed through, and it's hard to put it quite together. You have kind of that backbone that you might expect from a really good wee heavy, particularly when you're talking 14% ABV. But they smoked barrel staves. I mean, and you do kind of get that. I mean, it's not a heavy smokiness, it's a light smokiness, but it's like a richer smokiness than anything I've had. And then the barrel aging on top of it. And you get the bourbon. It's not super strong. It's not like some kind of overwhelming heat. But the dark fruits that come through in this, mostly, like I say, raisin, are amazing. Very rich. Yeah, I gotta say there's probably like a good bit of prune in it, a hint of currants in there, a splash of berry. Then those dark flavors, they're just really rich dark. I get just a hint is like a bit of like campfire on it. Just this very rich smokiness. Not like what I'm used to. You get some oak on it, you know. Like maybe, like I said, a little bit of brown sugar. It's very sweet, but I wouldn't say that it's cloying at all. And while you do get a lot of alcohol on it, but it's not a hot. It's not overwhelming. I mean, it is 14% and on bourbon barrels, but there's not, you know, there's some warmth, but there's not a lot of heat. It could probably age very, very well. It's a very low carbonation. I probably would have liked just a hint more carbonation on it, I think. But it makes me think of like one of those hair of the dog beers. It doesn't, there's so much going on that the very low carbonation doesn't take away from the fact that it is just super flavorful. The rich flavors are almost too rich. I mean, in a way, I mean, the dark fruits are so rich, and they're just bolstered with that smoke, along with the bourbon character. I mean, all of the above. And like I say, that is staves that smoked the malts. I mean, wow, rating this very tough. All right, first on style. Okay, it's a wee heavy. In terms of wee heavies, I can't rate it super high. I mean, it's not characteristic of a wee heavy. Let's be honest about that. It is just so strong. I mean, it's almost closer to a stout, or really more like a strong ale, old ale or strong ale kind of a taste. But yet it's amazing. So as a wee heavy, I'm going to give it a B+. Okay, I got to be honest. It's going to be an 87. It's you know, there's some character in there someplace of a wee heavy, and it's an amazing wee heavy. But there's very little wee heavy in this. But when we go back and we say overall, like personal preferences, taste, everything, that's a different matter altogether. I'm going to have to drink this very slowly. It is so rich. I'm thinking maybe it needs to be poured over some vanilla ice cream. I don't know. Ooh, that's an idea. So at any rate, overall, wow. I'm just shooting this up. I might be crazy. I might be wrong. I like very rich things, and this is very rich. I'm giving this a 96 on my overall. Yeah, that's right. Big spread. It's just, I like these big rich things. It's just very unique. And I would say if you like super rich things and you like rich dark fruits, wow, you like the thought of like the smoked staves from barrels and all the rest, and bourbon barrel aging. Wow, I'd say you need to give it a shot. I've got company coming over soon. I may be trashed having drank half this bottle, but I tell you what, this is quite the beer. This is the 5th anniversary barrel-aged smoked wee heavy from Joseph James Brewing out of Henderson, Nevada. Wow, this is something else. Dan, thank you so much for sending this my way. This is Kevin from Clement's Homebrew saying life is too short to drink cheap beer. And I will see you in the next beer review.